there! I'm Sprinkles, Santa Claus's special elf. Because everything is special with sprinkles. Santa Claus knows you're special too, and he has something to say to you. So listen close as Santa Claus shares holiday cheer with you. You can leave a special message for Santa Claus and get on the nice list at www.santaclaussays.net. Now here is the big man himself, Santa Claus!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to all the boys and girls of the entire world, including you. Santa Claus says, be good for goodness sakes, because Christmas is coming very soon, in just a couple weeks now. Santa Claus Says is the show here at santaclaussays.net, which comes to you every night at 8:30 p.m. live on YouTube at youtube.com/Santa Claus Says, and it's also on the podcast at our website, santaclaussays.net, on Apple Podcasts and other podcast directories. And we look to do three things here at Santa Claus Says: to offer you some Christmas cheer. That's where Sprinkles, our elf, comes to help us out, and also where we tell some good funny jokes about Christmas. Then also we have a wonderful story time with Santa Claus, where we tell a wonderful story, oftentimes about elves and about all the things that happen around Christmas time. Then we read a letter to Santa. So we want you to know you can always have your letter to Santa go right to me here at santaclaussays.net. That's where I can receive your email or your text message or even a voicemail, and I will respond to you. And some of those letters we will read right here on Santa Claus Says, so we can have some fun with that. Boys and girls, there is the Glockenspiel, which means that it is time here for Santa Claus Says Jokes of the Day. So what is Santa Claus's go-to donut order? A jolly filled donut. One more. What do Santa's elves use to help them walk in slippery snow? Candy canes, of course. Those are some funny jokes. If you've got some funny jokes to send me, please do so at santaclaussays.net. Boys and girls, there's the Glockenspiel, and that means it's now story time for Santa. We've been telling a story here recently called The Elf Who Found Christmas. And so I want to remind you that we tell wonderful stories here at Santa Claus Says, and you can go back and hear our past episodes for the last couple weeks, and then look forward to more episodes all the way up through Christmas. Today's story is called The Elf Who Found Christmas, and we are on part number 2 of the story, and it goes like this. "You lost Christmas!" exclaimed Sharp Eyes the elf, the errand boy. He was the elf who picked up pins and threaded needles and found the scissors for everyone else. Perhaps I can find it for him. I will begin to look for it this very minute. Remember, he was looking for Christmas because the other elf said he had lost Christmas. Merry Thought was the name of that elf. "I will begin to look this very minute," said Sharp Eyes. "I will look for a week without stopping rather than have Merry Thought feel so sad." "Ho! I know what to do," cried Sweet Tooth, chief of the candy cooks. "I will make a new candy from Merry Thought, a new chewy kind that will keep him so busy he will forget that he has lost Christmas. Now let me tell you, elves, what I mean to put in it." Sweet Tooth checked off the items on his fingers while the elves crowded around to hear. Molasses and sugar and hickory nuts and cream. But Mischief slipped away and strolled over to the workbench where Merrythought sat, his head in his hand. "What is the matter, Merrythought?" asked Mischief kindly. "You look as though you have lost your very best friend." "I have," answered Merrythought without raising his head, "or worse, I have lost Christmas. I don't like Christmas anymore. What is the matter with Christmas? Asked Mischief again. You used to like Christmas and the best of us all. I know I did, answered Merry Thought, but I have had too much of it. I am tired of toys and presents and Christmas trees, and the very thought of tinsel and silver and gold. The ornaments make me shudder from head to foot. Dear me, said Mischief with a little frown. That is too bad. What you need is a change, Mary thought. I'm sure you need a change. Why don't you ask Santa Claus to let you ride with him around the world on Christmas Eve? He wouldn't take me, answered Mary thought, slowly shaking his head. You know, he always says that if he took one elf, he would have to take us all. And that if he took us all, they would make so much noise that he would wake the children up in their beds. I don't want to go anyway. It would be nothing but toys, toys, toys. That's all the children think of nowadays at Christmas. How many toys they're going to get. I don't believe all children have so many toys, said Mischief. I think if you went with Santa Claus, you would see some children who had very little Christmas indeed. Humph! I don't know, answered Mary Thought. Think of that sleigh full of toys. Enough for the whole world, and I am tired of toys. I tell you, I have made only one toy this year that I really like, and that is Lady Arabella. Oh, yes, Lady Arabella, said Mischief, and walked off without another word. We're going to leave the story right there, boys and girls. And we'll find out more about Lady Arabella when you come back on tomorrow's episode, or on the next day's episode of Santa Claus Says. You'll learn more about the elf who lost Christmas and Lady Arabella. So you don't want to miss it. And you can always listen for other stories from in the past, and you're going to enjoy them very, very much. Well, boys and girls, there's the Glockenspiel, and that means it's the next part of our show, which is our letter to Santa. Today's letter comes from Alex, who says, Hi, Santa. My name is Alex. I am 14 years old, and I want a PS5 and a 2K25 bundle Jordan 4, Nike Dunks, and a Lego set. Those are wonderful toys they asked for, Alex, and we'll see what Santa can do about surprises for you. But I want you to know that one of the things that you can always do is build up things. I know a Lego set helps you build things, and I would like for you to think about building something good for your household. Build up some goodwill, or build up a project, or maybe build a birdhouse for the outdoors. Want something, build something, do something with your hands, and use your mind and your hands, and you can have a lot of fun. So Alex, thank you for your letter, and I want to remind all the boys and girls of the world that you can write me at santaclaussays.net. You can leave me there a voicemail, you can leave me there a text message, or even an email, and I will respond to you, and some will get your letter read right here on Santa Claus Says, just like Alex did. Well, boys and girls, there's the Glockenspiel, which means it's just about time to say goodbye for this episode of SantaClausSays.net. I want to remind you that SantaClausSays.net is here to do three things for you: to bring Christmas cheer, to tell a Christmas story, and to read a message, read a letter to Santa. And you can do all those things and find me at SantaClausSays.net. That's where you can find the podcast and all the episodes of the podcast. And you can also go to YouTube at youtube.com/Santa Claus Says. I'm live there every night at 8:30 all the way through Christmas. Now, I want to remind you, we have some very good, wonderful special programs coming up on Christmas Eve, December 24th. That is the day we read the special story, The Night Before Christmas. And I hope that you'll join me then when we read The Night Before Christmas and all through the house. You know the story. Your parents or your grandparents do as well. Gather everybody around as we will read by the fireplace The Night Before Christmas. Now, I also want you to know that on Christmas Day, December 25th, in the morning, we'll have another live episode where we will be reading the story of the first Christmas. The first Christmas is the story about Jesus, about the birth of Jesus, which is the most special Christmas of them all. We'll be reading the story from the Bible, and we want you to join us. Santa Claus loves you, and I listen to you, and I want you to know that Santa Claus is here for you this entire Christmas season because I know that you have been a good boy and a good girl. Until tomorrow, boys and girls, good boys and girls on the nice list, Santa Claus says, be good for goodness sakes.
You're special to Santa Claus, just like sprinkles. Get on Santa's nice list at santaclaussays.net and watch Santa Claus Says live on YouTube. Tell him Sprinkles sent you.